In the greenhouse, we have basically two types of plants. One are parent lines, and that's what this line would be. We use those to make crosses. The other ones are lines that are already crossed that we may want to increase the seed of, or if it's not increased, we may want to make another cross on. For example, this may be a winter tender soft wheat coming out of the Pacific Northwest. If we make a single cross to a Nebraska wheat, it won't have enough winter hardiness, it won't have enough end-use quality for the characteristics that we want. So we would take the F1 of this Pacific Northwest wheat, cross it to a Nebraska wheat, or perhaps another Great Plains wheat, and then come back and add another cross to a good Nebraska wheat, so that we would have 3 crosses. So all the seed of the crosses will be harvested and planted in the field to start the breeding program. All the crosses will either be themselves, like this plant that we're making a cross on will be harvested, and then either planted back in the greenhouse next year for additional crossing, or sent to Arizona for seed increase. Normally, the varieties we're testing to see if we're better is probably 10 or 15. Usually we have 2 to 3 experimental lines that are right on the cusp of being released. But if you really want to look at the numbers, we make 1,000 crosses a year, plus or minus maybe 200, usually less than 1,000. This year's a big year. We grow 800 F2 bulks. We grow probably 600 F3 bulks. We'll plant 45,000 hedgerows, and then we will plant 2,000 observation plots that then go into statewide testing, of which there'll be 280 in an augmented design, then 60, and then 60. Now that 60 becomes, of the first 60, 25 get advanced, and we'll test those until they're released or dropped. Average year, we'll cut about 15,000 plots. Average year, we'll make close to 1,000 crosses. Average year, we'll have 45,000 hedgerows. And in a good year, we'll release 1 variety. It takes us 12 years. And I'm always laughing at that because I happen to be 58 years old, be 59 this month. So 12 years from now, I'll be 71 years old. I don't expect to work that long. So the crosses we're making, I'll never see the varieties that they come out of. Now that's not unusual. That's the goal of every wheat breeder, is to leave the program in as good a shape as it was given to them. And that's our goal on this program too. So the first year is always the cross. If you need to make a second cross, that would be another year. So that's the first 2 years. Now we don't spend a lot of time. A lot of these crosses, we're going to make 2 more pollinations on them and then they're done. From there, then it goes to the field. The F2 is grown in the field. We allow it to winter kill. The F3 is grown in the field, additional winter killing. If we're lucky, we'll get some stem rust to remove the susceptible plants. Then we'll go to hedgerows. From hedgerows to observation plots. From observation plots to the first sort of yield trial, very preliminary. So that's 4 more years. Actually, that's 5 years, right? F2, F3, hedgerows, observation plots, and then the first trial. So that's 5 years. And then after the 5th year, so now it's 2 years for the cross, 5 years for the initial part, then there's another 5 years of testing. And that's usually in the triplicate nursery, which has 3 replicates, then the NIN, which has 3 or 4 replicates. And we have those 3 or 4 replicates until it's released. And after the first year in the NIN, it may go to the regional performance trials, then to the state variety trials. It should be in the state variety trials a minimum of 2 to 3 years, and then it would be released. So 2 years in the greenhouse, 10 years in the field. And no grower is ever going to grow in the greenhouse, so it has to perform well in the field. The most important part is our book. So for example, if we were interested in a white wheat, we have NW, the W standing for white wheat, 03, that was the year it was in our first statewide testing, and it was plot 666. It's a cross between a Nebraska wheat by a Kansas wheat, or pardon me, a Nebraska wheat by another Nebraska wheat. We have its quality, which was very good. We have that it's stem rust, which is extremely resistant. So probably next to our tweezers and scissors, our book is our most important tool.